Hi, traders, we're here with a market update. Okay, so the start of this week, we have seen some interesting moves in the market. Probably the most interesting move, and probably the biggest move that we've seen so far this week, has happened in the currency market and with dollar yen. So over the weekend, in Japan, they did get a new prime minister, the first female prime minister. It was a bit of a surprise, but the new prime minister is not seen as a monetary hawk. It's certainly not going to be looking at, market doesn't expect the new Prime Minister to be, pressuring, say, the BOJ to hike rates sooner rather than later. And on that basis, dollar yen has been an absolute rocket ship higher. So on Friday, the market closed around 47.50. It gapped open 200 points on Monday morning at 149.50ish. As of last night and talking now, dollar has almost gone up as high as 152. So dollar has been pretty much a straight line higher, 450 points on the back of what has happened in Japan. Now look, the US dollar, obviously it's been going up against the yen aggressively. And that's been the standout in the currency space. But there has been a lot of flows in the US dollar in the last couple of days to start the week. So we have got a stronger US dollar. It's a little bit surprising. There's been no news out. There's been no data, and obviously we've got US government shutdown. And generally, you'd think that maybe you get a weaker US dollar on that, but that has not been the case. So it's hard to actually pinpoint a reason why we're seeing the dollar strengthen. But one of the reasons maybe is that this big risk rally that we've been seeing in markets obviously has been led by the US and obviously what's going on in the US equity markets. So it might be just a buy US theme. But in any case, look, the currency market has been hard the last couple of months. It has been a choppy market. We haven't seen any sort of directional or trending moves that we have seen in other markets. But the point to note is at the moment, you've got to respect that the US dollar is big in the currency space. Okay, so moving on to equities, S&P, NASDAQ, yes, been raging bull market, of course, another new record high. But what we did see technically is on the close is that we did see bearish outside range days on both the S&P and NASDAQ. So it does suggest potentially that we're seeing some momentum slowing in those markets and potentially also obviously maybe some profit taking, whatnot. So not sure whether or not chasing fresh long at these sort of levels at the moment in the short term is the play. Maybe we might see these markets consolidate, move sideways or a touch lower just on the back of what we're seeing technically. But look, momentum potentially is slowing. Another market that obviously has done exceptionally well and it's got a high correlation to NASDAQ is obviously Bitcoin and what's been going on crypto. We've seen a bit of an explosion in the last week and yes, record highs there. Bitcoin went up to 126,000. But just like US equities, we've seen some buyer exhaustion, momentum slowing, and Bitcoin reversed quite quickly, $6,000 back to 120. So again, a bit of caution there with momentum profit taking coming in to this market as well. Moving along to precious metals. So one market that momentum has not slowed is obviously in gold. It opened the week at around about 38.80, new record highs last night. It's $100 higher at around 39.90 where we are trading as I speak. And we're super close to 4,000, obviously, which has been a target for the bulls, and it is a big psychological level. So with psychological levels like this, it is hard to say what happens next in the short term. We could trade up to 4,000, print 4,000, marginally above. and obviously then we may see some profit taking come in depending on how big that is. You could potentially see gold reverse sharply. Or we could just take out 4,000 and see FOMO come in and it spike. The bottom line is that you need to be super careful at these levels. So definitely I'll be trading in smaller size and trading with stops. Silver as well. Look, it went as high as 48.70 so far this week, almost up to $49, about $1.50 or so from record highs, $50. But that has seen a bit of momentum come out of that, and it dropped about $1 last night. So that theme of momentum slowing in various markets, certainly was one that we have seen last night. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Today we do have the RBNZ locally here, rates decision. And the market does expect a cut of 25 basis points, so from 3% to 2.75. But there is part of the market that thinks that potentially we may even see 50 basis points. In New Zealand, the economy is struggling. Unemployment is ratcheting up. Inflation is down target. House prices are also coming off. So yes, in New Zealand, they are still haven't finished easing. So it'd be interesting to see exactly how that plays out. But one thing is certain is that the Kiwi certainly is the ugly duckling in the currency space. I would not be rushing out to buy that anytime soon. Good luck with your trades, and we'll check back in with you shortly.